flip side of that coin are the husbands. We got our bromance. The recovering marriage between HyeSuk and her husband. They're rediscovering romance because they really never connected, like, ever.
For her to come to the realization, maybe it's okay for me to stay with my family. I can still travel and I can still go do all the fun things that I want to go do. Mm-hmm. I can build something that I didn't realize I was missing. But for them to come back and at the end of it, they're like, no matter what, like, we're friends first. Like, now that we've awkwardly made up by beating the crap out of other people.
And each other.
Welcome to the KDrama Show with Ashley and Kim.
That's Ashley.
That's Kim. We're here to recap and relive Love Next Door, the last 6 episodes with you, our listeners.
We're going to jump right in. So if you haven't yet, make sure you go watch this show before you come back and listen to our podcast. So without further ado, let's jump into it.
Welcome to the KDrama Show. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Kim.
We're here to unpack your all-time favorite Korean dramas and chat about all the reasons that we find these shows so charming.
And so addictive. And we know you do too, so settle in with some ramen and a boba tea while we dive into the KDrama Show with Ashley and Kim.
Make sure you follow us on Instagram at the KDrama Show. Also, check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Drop a comment, just say hi, let us know what you think.
Where do we want to start? With relationships, I think. Do we want to go ahead and start with?
I don't know.
Let's start with Lavender.
Let's say, yeah, just do our
lowest to bottom.
Yeah,
lowest to bottom. Okay. Let me preface this by saying I felt like I did not give the middle section of episodes a fair shot. Partly because I was watching this while we were out of town, and my children were screaming at me. And so I felt like I missed way more than I should have. And I didn't catch, like, the nuances of the relationships that I needed to. I went back and rewatched. I had more of an appreciation for the characters the second time around, I think.
Did you, like, start from...
Yeah, I went all the way back to episode 5.
Okay.
And I rewatched everything. Because I was not vibing.
No.
I was not vibing with that
at all.
Middle section. So yeah, I went back, I watched it again. I felt a lot better about some of the things that I didn't catch the first time.
Sure.
That being said, I think that the last 6 episodes landed a lot more for me.
Right.
Just with the relationship dynamics, I felt like the fiance coming back was a little more practical. The cancer diagnosis was fine. Like, I stepped down off the milk crate, let's just say. It was
no
fine.
more soapbox.
It was fine. I mean, I still didn't like some of the pacing of it.
It's kind of clunky.
I would say the first half, yeah. I think the pacing was really weird.
Yeah.
Like, it was just kind of here, and then they just threw us into the deep end. And I think that's partly why I struggled to get into it so much, is because I'm like, wait, where did all this information come from?
This happened real fast.
Yeah. But I think by the time it gets to the end, they've done a nice job. Anyway, I just felt like I needed to
rewatch for the sake of understanding what was going on.
Yes, and for the sake of not hating the show. Because I knew that I had to watch 6 more episodes, and I'm like, if I already hate the show, like, it's not going to be
miserable.
Fun. So I just went back and I was like, okay, we'll actually pay attention this time. It's quiet. Anyway, okay, now we can get into relationships. Okay. I just felt like I needed to throw that out there. Okay, Lavender. They're hilarious by the end.
They were funny. Episode 1, because it started with them.
Yeah.
And their walk together, and you're just like, wow, you guys have literally done your entire lives together.
Yep.
And they just get more ridiculous.
Well, and I like that they touch on the fact that, like, MiSuk and HyeSuk are the OG Lavender Suk sisters. Mm-hmm. Because they basically just picked each other out of a crowd and were like, you're my new best friend now. Hello.
You're going home with me for dinner.
Pretty much. And then I love that even though they all kind of bicker and they get at each other, it's really a family kind of unit, especially when MiSuk and HyeSuk really start to get into the jealousy era of their relationship. And when Insuk and, help me out, Jusuk? What's her name?
I don't have it written down.
It's MoEum's mom, and I can't remember it right now. But anyway, when they're just like,
right,
come have wine, and they lock them in the building.
We'll be back in an hour.
And they're like, surely it's got to be resolved by now, and it was not. So I like that they didn't give up on each other, and by the end, they obviously are all like part of the vow renewal. Whew. And all of those kinds of things. So it was just a very Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants style friendship. And it kind of like surpassed all of the crazy ways they found to try to hate each other at any given moment. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. And even the moment that they have after MiSuk overhears neighborhood ladies talking smack about her child and her husband, and HyeSuk comes along, she's like, not
she pulls
today.
Out her earring.
Like,
she's
like,
I'm ready.
And they have this brawl in the middle of the street.
And it's like 2 to 4.
It's impressive,
yeah,
honestly. But for them to come back and at the end of it, they're like, no matter what, like, we're friends first.
Mm-hmm.
Like, now that we've awkwardly made up by beating the crap out of other people.
And each other.
Maybe in different occasions.
A few different times. Yeah, it happened in MiSuk's house. It happened in the office. I can't remember anywhere else it happened, but they tussled a few times. There was some hair pulling. Anyway.
Yeah, it was...
They served as really nice comic relief, and they're like on that verge of being Ajima. It's kind of,
right,
starting to get really stubborn and stuck in our ways, a little bit socially inept. We say things we shouldn't. But yeah, I think a lot of it just goes back to like misunderstandings and not hearing each other out or seeing the intention behind other people's words.
And projecting. There's a lot of projecting.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
I will say what was highly appreciated was there was never the arguments that they had. It never was, well, I raised your son. It never had anything to do with...
The kids were always off limits.
They were always off limits, and I really was glad like that the writer made that decision to not make it about the kids, because they very easily could have been like, well, MiSuk's gonna get all upset and be like, well, I raised your son and he's basically mine, and then HyeSuk's gonna be like, have this whole fight. So I was really, really glad they never went that direction.
Yeah.
And it was...
That would have been low-hanging fruit in a way.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was all HyeSuk going, I can do this. And you're my best friend. I want my best friend to be part of this.
And then there's
not a big deal.
HyeSuk saying, I didn't pay you because I pitied you. I paid you because you were doing the most valuable work
of raising my child.
And I wanted you to know that that was appreciated. And also enable you to be able to feed an entire other mouth that is not yours.
Yeah.
It's not cheap to raise a kid. So.
No. And you're doing this because, like, you're my friend. And
yeah.
Yeah.
We support
basically,
each other.
right. Yeah. Me paying you is paying for the food and the clothes that go into my child. Mm-hmm. So, but then also to have MiSuk still be stuck in her status. This is how you view me. This is how you view everyone. This is how you view my daughter. Mm-hmm. And that's never where HyeSuk is at. And she's just like, will you just shut up and let me be your friend, you jerk.
Take my money. I will say that offering to pay for the trip was a bit of an overstep. That was a bit of a boundary pushed. Only because of the tension that had already been ongoing, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe if they'd been on better terms. I don't know. That's like a thing that families offer to do for one another. That's weird. Right. It'd be weird if I was like, here, have $6,000, Ashley. There's no strings attached to it whatsoever.
I'm gonna go put that in a bank account and never touch it.
Right, exactly. Anyway, the flip side of that coin are the husbands. We got our bromance.
Yes, there are 2 bromances in this.
Yeah.
And one is the dads. And one is SeungHyo and DanHo and...
Yep.
But the dads.
You said JungHyo.
I thought I said SeungHyo.
Oh, I thought you said JungHyo, and I was like, I've rubbed off on you.
What did you do to me? But yes, the dads.
Yeah. They're just a couple of day drinkers, drinking the fancy wines, living their lives. I'm like, what kind of a doctor are you that you just take every day and you go day drink and you're completely useless for 12 hours?
Right. I love when their wives are at the beginning of their fight and they're texting each other, like hiding it from like under the desk, on the pillow.
How's it going for you? Not good. And you? No.
And their wives are just going on, and they're just like, do you want to meet at the restaurant later?
It's almost like they're having an affair on their wives.
Because they're just like, so I need to get away.
I needed to see you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, they form their own little camaraderie because they both realize that they married equally crazy people, and that no one else will really understand other than the spouse of the crazy person, the crazy people they married. But it's nice that they don't ever like they just kind of do the typical complain, get it off your chest. It's never like marriage ending kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or even when it comes to their kids, where they're just like, you know what? I'll fight on my end, you fight on yours, and we'll call it good.
Good luck.
I hope to see you on the other side.
Let's talk about MoEum and her family. And I say family because that kind of encompasses like all of the people.
All of the...
Yeah.
Your thoughts on it now compared to the original...
I do not hate them anymore.
Yay!
They had a very cute story arc. It resolved very nicely. I was really worried they were going to make the Antarctica job a whole other thing, and I was really glad they didn't because I'm so... Their original rift was stupid. I hated it. Anyway, we can get to that later. But I love that she's just so family centered and so concerned with like the daughter, because that's always the drama, right? Is a guy falls in love with a girl falls in love with a guy,
right?
There's a child to bring into the center. I love that the story here was MoEum and Yeondu
first
falling in love with each other and having that kind of relationship, and then we're bringing DanHo in his own element, and it all just so perfectly like works together. I thought that it was well done, and in that the daughter was adorable.
She's so stinking cute.
What's funny is she almost looks like she could be related to the actress that plays young SeokRyu.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they say SeungRyu.
I think they do too. I think
just for ease of pronunciation.
I did, and to go back to MoEum, I loved her and her mom, as her mom was going, I'm not okay with this. I don't want you to be a mom. She's like, it's hard enough being a mom to your own kid. So to be a mom to somebody else's kid.
Yeah.
Like, that's a whole different world. And she's coming from a place of, I've done this, and I had to do it alone. And I don't want you to have any hardship like what I've had. And MoEum's going, I want this.
Yeah.
And they have their squabble. I wouldn't even say it's a fight, because they don't sit and fester because mom's just like, nope.
And
Okay.
mom's just like, yep.
we're gonna, this is where I'm at, and I'm just gonna let you join me once you get there.
Mm-hmm.
And I did like that it wasn't a huge blow up
Yeah.
thing.
It wasn't necessary. I mean, she said her piece, and she said it very clearly, especially to DanHo. She was like, yeah, it's a hard no, and I would appreciate it if you would just go back to being a neighbor. Which is wild, because he did the same thing to her, and it, like, hurt her feelings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, I don't know. It's just I don't know. I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay.
But it even goes to show, like, Mom wanted to be a mom because she asked not, can I be your girlfriend? It was, can I be her mom?
Yeah.
And she always made those kinds of, like, decisions. She approached him with Yeondu's in mind. It was
Always.
never
Yeah.
the two of them. It was always the three of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think he realized that he had something pretty special once he thought about it.
I did like that they were talking about first loves, and she was like, oh wait, no, my first love was Spider-Man. And then he starts naming off all the superheroes, and he goes, I have a lot to compete against.
She's
this
like,
is unfair.
Pew pew.
That was gold.
Let's talk about DanHo and SeungHyo.
Another great bromance. I love that they can't figure out,
What their dynamic
What-
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
are we going to be close? Are we going to just continue to be formal? Are we just going to never know what situation we're stepping into today?
Typical male.
Yeah, I like the scene where they're sitting on the bench and they're like, okay, yeah, let's just be friends. Like, I'll say your name, you say mine. Silence.
They both just want to wiggle out of their skin. Yeah.
Should we just go back to what we were doing? Yeah, I think so. And then again, silence.
I do like that it kind of takes on the same nature the same nature of relationship that the husbands had. So they basically weren't friends for decades. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, they're like besties hanging out all the time, texting each other about their wives
Right.
mid-fight. Like, it's a whole thing. And that's sort of, I feel like they have to go on a similar journey just because, like, then you have MoEum and you have SeokRyu who are besties. And their partners are kind of like, well, I guess we'll be friends by association
Because we
now.
kind of had no choice here.
Yeah,
'cause
exactly.
Mine's going to hang out with yours, so.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think it was a really good dynamic, especially when it came to their professional lives.
Yeah.
Of they just worked together so well. And so when it was, this is a situation and I think you could help, let me know. And then when they decide to, like, collab together to be like, okay, no, this is what we're going to do, because we both can do it together and we can, spread awareness to this, or just sharing information that is,
Yeah. Useful.
hey, I think you would be really good at this. Hey, here's a story for you. And I think that's why they could never figure out their dynamic, is because they
Blended the
they-
personal and the professional a little too
like immediately.
cleanly. Yeah.
So
The relationship between the husbands and the wives. So, like, Misuk and her husband have such a classic clueless guy and a wife that wants romance but is
married to a very non-romantic
not
person.
well, she's not exactly inviting the romance by constantly criticizing her husband.
Yeah, it's also, yeah.
Um,
Because he actually is a very romantic guy.
because, like, he likes the princess comics that somebody brings home for
Or the
HyeSung.
he finds a book that he had given
Of poems.
of poems that he had written the poems out, and there were flowers in it. Like, that was a gift when they were dating in college. So he's a very romantic person. It just was never really invited.
The vibe got killed way too many times, so he was like, it's fine, I'll just make my tteokbokki and go to bed.
I'll just drink soju and then come home drunk.
But then you have the recovering marriage between HyeSuk and her husband, where they're rediscovering romance because they really never connected, like, ever.
Yeah. She was always gone.
She was always gone, and she resented him for wanting her to stay behind and be with their family. And so for them to remember why they chose to be together in the first place 35 years later, there's so much just like of the bleh that they never did, you know. Yeah. And they're enjoying it.
And he's doting and...
Yep. And so...
I researched how to take pictures to make your girlfriend look good, so that you look like a model.
But then when they go on the trip together, those two dynamics did not mesh well, at least not from the less romantic side. The more romantic side didn't care, but
they didn't even notice.
No, they were in their own world. But the less romantic side, the less romantic couple was, at least the wife, at least MiSuk was not impressed.
I had a flashback. So when MiSuk is asking her husband to take pictures, and he's going like this of Goblin.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay, there you go.
There are a lot of weird Goblin parallels.
Mm-hmm.
Were they written by the same person or directed by the same person?
I don't know. You're the one that did that information. I have no idea. I haven't a clue.
Who wrote Goblin K-drama? Hey, Google. Who wrote Love Next Door K-drama?
Just inspired, maybe.
I mean, they took one of the actors. So maybe he had some role. I don't know. Anyway.
I will say the entire time watching the show, especially the second time for me,
he's
only been Taehi Oppa for me this whole time. Like, I know that's no one's calling you that, but for me, you're Taehi Oppa.
You will forever be Taehi Oppa.
Teehee.
Taehi Oppa. Amazing. Name the K-drama. I told it to you last week.
Oh, no. Do you know how much we talked about last week?
That's true. We literally sat here and talked for like 3 hours. And that was after we talked upstairs for like 4 hours.
It's fine.
We talk a lot. Maybe that's why we have a podcast.
I'd say that's a pretty good reason.
Let's talk about the dynamic between the 4 best friends / couples. The sibling friendship, I feel like, is what grounds them.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, they don't always necessarily have a lot to fall back on. And they even say that themselves. They're like, we're such a ragtag group of people that really don't have anything in common, and yet
we're here together.
We're all here together, and we wouldn't have it any other way. And I thought that was really sweet.
Well, even MoEum, before, like, when they're having their the farewell party, that SeungHyo was very upset because she wanted to have a big party. When MoEum gets behind the two of them, and kind of like the picture that she has in her room where she's in the middle and those two are in front of them, but she puts her arms around and she's like, I'm always flanked by... I don't remember what the names that they were, but, like, these are always my people. Like,
always have your back.
Can walk into each other's rooms and
no one questions it. Yeah.
Especially the girls are just walking in and just when MoEum walks into SeungRyu's room and just goes, so I like DanHo. And then I kissed him. And then I ran away.
Well, first you headbutted him.
And then, like, going, like, just walks in, vomits all of this stuff that's happened, and it's just, like, one sentence, like, phrases, and she just goes on this roller coaster, and even SeungRyu just looks at her and was like,
I've been neglecting you.
Wow. I'm sorry to have left you alone. But that they could just walk into each other's room like that with each other, especially the girls, and be like,
so here's what's going on. How's your day?
And then just leave. And
pretty much. But at that same conversation where they're sitting outside of the convenience store, and then MoEum tells DanHo that she loves him, and he says it back. And then SeokRyu and HyeSung are just like, yeah, that's
out.
way too much. And she's like, shut up. I listened to you idiots go back and forth for decades. Sit back down. And they're like, you're right. I think we should sit back down.
Yeah, my legs are really hurting. I think it might be a good idea.
It's like, she's not wrong. She had to suffer through that with you guys, knowing the whole time you both loved each other.
Figure it out. I beg of you.
But she is such a good friend in that she never forced it.
Well, and to have separate conversations of knowing what each friend could handle.
And never crossing those boundaries. Yeah. But like when MoEum is talking to SeungRyu about how she's jealous about Taehui, and she finally gets up and she's like, I'm not going to be your friend. I'm going to go be SeungHyo's friend because you're sitting here being jealous when he literally drove you to the airport to go see your ex-fiance and let him say goodbye to you. She's like, I know I'm being crazy, but that doesn't change the fact that I'm mad about it. And she's like, that's fair. But anyway, she was all around just a really good friend. Made up for the friend in, what was the other drama we watched recently where I couldn't stand the friend?
Dr. Slump.
Mm-hmm. Just a
Hold
really
on.
out of touch, barely there kind of friend.
She was something.
She came through in the end, but it was rough. Let's talk about HyeSung and SeungRyu.
They're so cute.
They're adorable.
We love them.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, words have left my brain.
We're supposed to have words?
I guess. Just like the believability in their like chemistry was so consistent as the relationship changed.
Yeah.
And
I'd agree.
you could be like, when he they have the milk carton that's supposed to be like, this is our timeline, and they never address it because he has a crisis instead, and that's fair. We don't need to talk about it right now. But they're still able to be around each other and
ignore the feelings
and just stuff those down. They don't
brick
exist.
wall.
But like then they both fall asleep on the rooftop, and she's realizing like, maybe I don't have to fight this, but also like, you didn't say anything to me about it being the end of our timeline here, so I'm just going to continue to not say anything.
Which is what landed them in this whole situation for all of these years. So neither of them would say anything.
Say a word. But like the chemistry was still the same as it was like from episode 1, where they're just peak sibling behavior. Because that's exactly what they were.
That's all they ever knew how to be. And I think both of them were afraid of risking that.
Yeah.
If things were to go poorly. And that's really obvious by both of their initial rejections of the other person.
I'm like, no, I don't know how to handle if it doesn't.
And luckily, by the end, they're both persistent enough to not take no for an answer in, like, the healthy-ish way. Because, I don't know, if somebody said no to my proposal twice, I'd probably not feel real good about myself.
Yeah.
Didn't she say no twice? Or did she just say no
She said
once?
just only once.
No, because she said no to his initial asking, and then she said no when he gave her the bracelet. He was like, we should get married, and she was like, no. I don't want to, I would never get married. And then he proposed anyway.
Oh, you mean from the very beginning of her saying no?
Yes. Because there was one point where he was like, I want to marry you. And she was just like, no, I don't want to get married. Right? Am I making that up?
That was with her ex-fiancé. Because he had asked her out. That wasn't him proposing. That was him going, like,
no,
I want to be with
because
you.
it was... He had said something about wanting to spend the rest of his life with her, and she, like, shot it down immediately.
That was his proposal.
Was it his proposal?
That was his proposal.
I swore there were 2 different instances where she shot him down.
Because, so there was the proposal, and she just immediately is no.
Okay.
And then when they finally see each other and are talking about it, that's when she agrees to it, but she's like, maybe we'll take some time because their parents don't even know that they're together.
Yeah.
And then in her room is when he gives her the bracelet, and she's like, I would be a fool to turn this down twice.
Yeah, I know those are the 2, like, actual proposals, but I was just thinking that they had to talk about marriage prior to that, where she just said, no, I never know when I'm going to be sick again or something.
Yeah, that was the one on the bench where... when they finally have that conversation after she rejects him.
Okay, maybe I'm confusing my timelines.
I had to look it up. So it was attempt of proposal.
Mm-hmm.
Proposal. Her immediate no. And then it was like the next day or so, she gets the phone call.
So there was a weird, like, little...
There was, like, the next day, because he was just like... How am I supposed to
recover from this?
Recover from that? Like, why did she? Why?
Yeah.
So then the next day she picks him up because he got drunk again, and when he sobers up, then they have the conversation about.
She's afraid she'll get sick.
Right. She's like, I want to marry you, but I'm so scared of getting sick again, and like how unfair that would be.
He says one of my favorite things.
It is the most adorable, precious.
He goes, life is finite. Or he says he wants to live a long and happy life with her, and she's like, I don't know how long my life is going to be or how healthy it's going to be.
Right.
And he goes, life is finite and death is inevitable. Everyone lives under the same conditions. 100 years, 10 years. No, if I live one day, it has to be with you. And she's like, me too.
Okay.
Freaking poet. Jeez, dude. It was good.
Where's mine? Where's mine's making that beautiful speech? It's
not real.
Let me be delusional, please.
Their chemistry, like you said, from episode 1 has just really carried throughout. And I do think that, like, if we tried to sell them as just like an all-out head over heels fast romance, I don't know if it would have worked the same.
Mm-mm.
But she works so well as the dismissive, avoid our feelings, don't talk about anything. And he works well as the pretending to be okay with her, being dismissive and not talking about things. Like, it works so well with the way that they approached their characters, and
also being completely insane when it comes to the other person. Mm-hmm. Of, boy, I will still throw you in a headlock in a wedding dress.
I know. Like,
what, you think I wasn't going to be able to do that?
Yeah, So I enjoyed their chemistry. Okay. Before we get into
the fun plot points,
I need to point out in my rewatch, there was one particular episode, I believe it was episode 10, where every significant plot movement featured a flower. And so I did a deep dive on flower language once again, in honor of Taehi Oppa.
Taehi Oppa, part of Goblin. If you have not listened to Goblin, it is season 2. I'm just glad that Kim and I are still friends after that
Threw
show.
it on the ground and then spit on it.
But Tae Oppa and the piano.
It showed back up.
Okay, flower language.
Lily of the Valley represents humility and purity. Is associated with the virgin goddess Ostara. Return of happiness in the language of flowers. It signifies a return to happiness, making it a beacon of hope. It represents motherhood and chastity. Spring and new beginnings, joy and love, and tears and mourning. Then we have Lavender, which is the group. Of ladies.
Moms, yep.
Represents purity and cleanliness, devotion, calmness and serenity, which I don't know if that one's quite accurate.
Devotion, yes.
But it is also associated in Greek mythology with peace, protection, and longevity. Which I think speaks to, like...
their friendship.
The length of their friendship, yeah. Then we have Jasmine, which is when Hyunjun and SeokRyu met in that cafe.
Oh, yeah.
For the first time. In the United States.
Okay, yeah.
They had their meet cute, and then it panned away, and there was Jasmine on the wall. And he gave her jasmine tea.
Yes.
In Greek mythology, it alludes to an aphrodisiac quality, which could represent the fact that SeokRyu was sort of lulled into her lull for him, and the spell was broken when she left the U.S. and went back to Korea. But it represents love, sensuality, and grace. In many cultures, it represents respect for motherhood, and some cultures believe it is a flower of platonic affection. It blooms at night, which could also be symbolic of resilience in dark times.
Okay.
Which would be her Cancer.
Yeah.
The bridal wreath. So when they were walking together, SeungRyu and HyeSung were walking at nighttime through some trees.
Yeah.
And he's talking about the bridal wreath and the fringe tree. And he said, look, they're neighbors. And I was like, oh. Bridal wreath represents wealth and prosperity, new beginnings, purity, victory over hardship, and creative expansion. So this was in the time when she was thinking about her cooking classes and all of that. Then we had the fringe tree. It's also called the sweetheart tree. It represents protection and strength, and it is usually gifted to people embarking on new journeys or facing challenges.
All right.
Okay. So then we have the four-leaf clover, which is the clover that
Yeondu's looking for.
And DanHo finds with MoEum. So it represents luck and fortune. The primary meaning of the four-leaf clover is its association with good luck and positive outcomes. Finding one is considered a sign of good luck and a potential omen of happiness. The four leaves represent faith, hope, love, and luck. Each of the four leaves is traditionally interpreted as a representation of these four virtues. This adds a layer of depth and meaning beyond simply being a symbol of luck. In Irish symbolism, the four-leaf clover is strongly linked to... Oh, I don't care about that. It also represents rarity and serendipity. It represents the enduring presence of a loved one who has died.
Okay.
He lost 4 family members that day. 4 family members,
yeah.
And it's thought to connect the physical and spiritual worlds. Then we have the white rose, which was after the team dinner, Mud Flat Man. We have purity, innocence, and loyalty, new beginnings, youthfulness, and eternal love, and it signifies authenticity and respect. So these were just chilling on the fence outside after DanHo and MoEum went to that team dinner.
Right.
After he had gone and done the ambulance work with them.
And then they felt awkward because they were talking about Mud Flat Man. Yeah.
Exactly. So, then we have the pomegranate tree that was gifted to HyeSung by SeungRyu at his grand opening of his
firm. His
firm.
architecture
Thank
firm.
you. But it symbolizes the inevitability of life and death, which they literally talked about.
Yeah, multiple times, yep.
Fertility and prosperity, the forbidden fruit, happiness and joy, and a blessed marriage with many children.
Don't think she thought that one fully through.
No, I don't. Anyway, I haven't done a deep dive in a while, so I felt like that was an appropriate one.
And it's flower language, and you love flower language.
Apparently. But yeah, anyway, there was also a sunflower field, and I forgot to do that one, so.
There was a sunflower field. I like the sunflower field.
It was very beautiful. But as I was thinking about it, I was like, that would be awful to stand in because sunflowers are prickly. Like those little hairs on the stalks.
Yeah, at least they had like a little like road.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, they're not fun.
So anyway, there is my deep dive.
I like it.
Thanks. Plot. Should we start with... Let's start with HyeSuk. She had a few things happen.
Yeah.
I thought for sure she was going to have some sort of dementia diagnosis.
So did she.
Well, yeah.
When she is, it's like I'm going to make this decision to go back. I want to be back out in the field. And then coming home, and her husband walks in and is like, okay, we'll have something to say. Okay, cool, me too. But you go first because I have a lot. And her husband tells her, I want a divorce. We basically haven't been married our entire marriage anyway. Like, we've literally seen each other a handful of times in the past 30-some years.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Which I can't fathom. That's crazy.
That is... And people do it, I guess. I would not be able to be one of them.
No, I'm too clingy.
I'm always alone right now. I don't want to be anymore.
Yeah, right? You wait your whole life for your person and then you're happy to just let them leave you? Like, no.
No. So she decides to be like, you know what? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with you because we don't even know how to argue.
We don't talk.
Anymore. To then she's sitting on a bench and has no idea how she got to a monastery.
Yeah, and she was supposed to be on a flight.
Yeah, getting on a plane.
And they get her husband and son get a call from the police station, and they're like, well, that's not good.
And her phone's in there, and so when they find her after she's fallen down like a ravine of sorts,
mm-hmm.
to be like, no, I don't actually want to be separated from you. Like, no.
Yeah.
Let's build our life together. Then getting the brain scan and being like, okay, let's make sure. Okay. And the moment after they leave the doctor's office and her husband falls and just starts crying, and just like, I thought you were going to have Alzheimer's and I couldn't.
Yeah.
Thought you were going to forget
really
me.
Sweet. Yeah. Well, and that was her prayer that she wrote on the tile was, please let me not forget my husband and son.
Mm-hmm.
Which was really tragic.
Scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. And it's scary when you realize, and that's one of the hardest things to watch if you've ever had like a loved one with dementia or Alzheimer's, like the slow descent into like the abyss.
Mm-hmm.
And you know you'll forget yourself, you'll forget the people that you love, and that's just awful. Mm-hmm. Anyway, but SeungHyo's response to finding her when they had spent their whole family, like the entirety of his childhood was everyone avoiding talking to each other and avoiding making their feelings known, and look where it landed them.
Right.
Literally in a ravine with a mom who almost died. And so he has this little outburst, and it's very out of character for him, but it's all of those childhood
emotions and
like feelings of neglect that are bubbling to the surface, because he's saying, you've never once considered what I wanted. All I wanted was for us to have a meal together. We couldn't even manage that. I got so excited to have a meal with you guys, and then you announced your divorce and that you're moving to Africa.
Thanks for that. That's trauma.
Yeah, exactly. And so for him to make his feelings known, and for her to reassure him and be like, I know what I said, and I immediately regretted it. I said something in the heat of a moment that I didn't mean. Mm-hmm. But those things stick with your kids. Like, that's your whole job, is to make them feel safe and secure and loved, and you failed epically.
Royally.
And then you ran away. And so...
Proved a point.
Yeah, and so it's no surprise that it took him so long to, one, admit his feelings to SeokRyu, because he was afraid of being rejected again, just like his own mom had rejected him over and over and over again every time she left the family. And he just didn't, he had mommy issues, let's just say.
Well, and even before that, when HyeSuk was at SeungRyu's house and was like telling Misuk, I'm going to be leaving tomorrow. And SeungRyu was hearing all of this, and she's like, hey, Imo, I just need to stop you and let you know that HyeSung's really sad.
Mm-hmm. But he would never tell you.
He's sad, and I need you to know that he's sad. Like, somebody has to at least, like, help facilitate this in some way. And
yeah. But then going the other direction, the whole illusion of an affair happening.
yeah.
Kim's unhinged theories. DanHo was not her illegitimate son with the vice minister, because that dude is gay.
Do you know how hard it was for me to not
keep your composure? I can imagine. When I heard that, I was like, oh, okay, well.
I was very unhinged with that one.
To quote my daughter, that's not it.
Yeah, it was. That's why I told you, I was like, I just keep a smile on my face so that I don't give anything away.
Yeah.
But no, DanHo is not an illegitimate child to anyone.
Yeah.
In our story.
Yeah. Yeah, that was just a very interesting turn that took, because I was so convinced. And it would have made sense. I mean,
yeah.
Long nights away from home for many, many years.
Different country.
Mm-hmm. And then as her husband's sitting there confronting him on the couch, she walks in and she's like, darling. And he's just like, excuse you, ma'am.
We just rekindled our love. How dare you?
In front of me. She had a lot of crap happen.
Mm-hmm. Her arc is definitely one of my favorite ones for, like, the Lavender group of, like...
Definitely the most fleshed out.
Right. Of, like, getting to be this career woman and coming home and after being told, you actually are going to be forced to retire. Like... Mm-hmm. You've been doing this a really long time. We have other people that are in it now. Like, it's time to retire.
Yeah.
And for her to come to the realization, like, maybe it's okay for me to stay home with my family. I can still travel and I can still go do all the fun things that I want to go do. Mm-hmm. But I can build
something that matters.
Something that I didn't realize I was missing.
I think she did. I just think she was in denial about it. I think she wanted it.
Yeah. Denial. Yeah, I would agree with that.
She just didn't know how to ask. Which is something she passed along to her son. Good job, Mom.
There's not great communication.
No. There can't be great communication when there is no communication. We have the Tteokbokki Shop. And is it Gumshi? Gumchang? Gumja? I'm pretty sure that's
Gyunchik.
Potato. Kumshik, his retirement.
Mm-hmm.
I was really weirded out by this.
Yeah.
But I kind of understood it because he was so exhausted and not enjoying his life. Mm-mm. The joy that the shop once gave him just wasn't there anymore. And so for him to walk away from it was so that he could look back on it with fondness, I think. Mm-hmm. And not come to hate it. And plus it was time to pass the baton.
Yeah. Well, and like the business wasn't doing well on top of it.
It needed fresh blood.
So practicality, like, different direction needed to be happening.
Yeah. And I told you this upstairs. I was really kind of disappointed that they didn't make the handing over of the Tteokbokki Shop like a father-daughter moment.
Right.
Because I felt like it could have been a really nice closing to their arc and just the nature of their relationship. Because it's always been... I really feel that most of SeungRyu's issue was with her mom.
Yeah.
And that her dad always genuinely had her best interests in mind. And he went to bat for her several times when it came to, like, the criticisms that her mom would present.
Right.
And he'd be like, why are you always trying to push her back to America? Like, I'm happy to have her
I
home.
want her here.
I don't want her to be a cook because I've worked this job and it sucks and
it's
you
hard.
Don't make a good living. Everything that he's done it out of just his... he's a doting father. And so I just felt like giving her the shop would have been just a perfect way to wrap up their arc. And they didn't do it. I'm mad.
No. I did... I think... Because the way that they started it of her dad going to HyeSung and being like, I want you to design this in mind for what she wants and what she could use it for. I think that was great. I agree, though, that it should have been her dad.
Giving her the keys.
Or already being in the shop.
And that also would have been, like, his...
Because HyeSung makes the comment of, like, this is a compilation of the two men that love you most. Okay, well, where's the other half of the two?
Right.
So even if he was already, like,
probably
in there.
off filming Gyeongsang creatures.
He was in a really terrible prison, getting ready to blow it up.
With his other monster of a wife. Too soon. I think it could have been a really cool moment where it's, here's the shop, here's my approval of your dream, and here is my approval of the man you've chosen. Yeah. And it just wasn't there. It's fine. Anyway.
That's what we wanted.
It's not what the writer wanted, apparently.
I did like when they had the last day, and everyone came, and it wasn't just like family, it was the friends that are also family.
Lavender and MoEum and DanHo.
And Yeondu and like just everybody, and DanHo going, I'm actually writing an article about retirement and can I please interview you? And for this being my second watch, it makes me cry. Yeah. Because he's literally just choking up and being like, you know what? I don't have regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets. Not one letter. But like I look back at this place with fondness and, you know, the life that I did get to build, and I'm looking forward to being with my family now. And I really liked that they had that moment in there for him of, you can put your pretty little bow on this and you can walk away, and you can just walk away and it's okay now.
And his wake-up call was the YouTuber incident.
To be like, I don't want to do this. But then to have like his immediate family waiting for him, and then walking, and just like them just being a dorky family walking home. I liked that moment. That moment was cute.
It was very sweet. I agree. I'm hitting the wall so hard right now.
Oh, it's after midnight, so I'm not surprised.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh, dude.
We got this.
Let's talk about... Can we combine the cooking arc and the architecture arcs? Because I feel like they flow together. Yeah. I feel like a lot of the arc that we follow is both of them trying to find their identities as artists in their own right. So, obviously SeungRyu knows that she loves cooking. That's her passion. But she has to find her identity within that, because if she wants to really hone her craft... Hi. if she wants to hone her craft, you obviously have to dial into what your corner of the world is going to be.
Yeah.
And plus, it's kind of putting your stamp on it and saying, this is who I want to be as a chef.
This is what I like
my
to do.
signature.
Right.
Yeah. Same thing with architecture. And it takes MeungHyo a really long time to get on board with HyeSung's like vision as far as it comes to the philanthropy side of things, because he really enjoys the money and the accolades. He's happy to accept the award on his behalf.
Please let me accept the award.
I better go lose a few pounds if I have to be on stage in a suit and a tux. But I love what happens with MeungHyo, especially when it comes to the shanty villages and how they go about repairing the box lady's home.
Yeah.
And making it into something livable. Which I don't know if you noticed, but that space like tripled.
At least.
And I'm sure some of it was that it was just kind of like tiny room, like storage, and they just knocked all of that out.
Right.
But they didn't make that very clear. And so he like saw the value in that because he was living it.
Yeah.
And seeing these people firsthand. And I think he got a taste for it because then he and HyeSung are sitting in a meeting where the guy is all like, redevelopment. Yeah, we want to get rid of that old shanty village. I'm sure you've heard the rumblings. You guys seem like you're cutting edge. You're very capable architects. And they're just like, yeah, we haven't heard anything about that, which was a lie.
Don't know what you're talking about. I mean, it's all rumors.
And then he's like, well, I guess you guys aren't as capable as we thought. And they're like, yeah, you should probably leave.
Well, yeah, because HyeSung is just like, no, I chose this place because it was a good location and the building
In my hometown
was available, and yeah, this is where I'm from. Mm-hmm. And for MeungHyo to be like, putting his hand on his shoulder and just being like, I got this, it's okay.
Stop.
Just this, then turn and be like, yeah, we try to make sure that we have clients that also align with our goals. And if they don't, we ask them to find somebody else.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, there, your growth arc is closed.
So proud.
Should we talk about the proposal?
Yeah. Poor guy. It kind of has the same feel as like business proposal of, I'm going to propose. Mm-hmm. There's been no conversation. Granted, in business proposal, they were already fake engaged. But they were playing a part. Mm-hmm. But there was no real relationship.
Right.
Whereas between HyeSung and SeungRyu, they have years of relationship. Not necessarily like romantic relationship, but they have years of relationship built up. Mm-hmm. That for him, it's like, yeah, we've only been dating a month, a week, whatever it is. But also we have all of these years. We know everything. There's no other person. So for him, he's built this up already, whereas she's like, yeah, I've already been engaged, and I broke that off, and I just had to deal with saying goodbye to him not that long ago, before we started dating. I'm not exactly there.
Yeah.
But then for the flowers in the back of the trunk of the car accident.
Well, it starts with wake up, get in the shower.
Oh, yeah.
Lather up the shampoo. The water gets turned off because they're repairing it. So his dad's like, here's a water bottle. Go rinse off in the sink. And then he's ironing his shirt. And pulls on the cord. The cord falls over, or the iron falls over, burns a hole in his shirt. Cool. He goes to get the flowers. Gets flowers in the car. Gets his girlfriend in the car. And then he gets into a fender bender. Mm-hmm. And the car gets towed away. They get to the restaurant. The chef is there. She makes a comment about how this place must not be famous because it's empty.
Not knowing
And
that
the
the whole
chef's
place was rented out.
Excuse you. Yeah, it was a personal favor from the chef.
And then he gets called away because his baby is
born. And then HyeSung's like, well, let's at least eat the cake that says, will you marry me on it? Drops the cake. And it's not even like he could drop it with the word side up and be like, ta-da!
Ta-da!
Faces the cake down on the ground, along with his dignity and his hopes and his dreams.
And he's holding his formerly injured leg.
Darn, those pesky stairs. They just, when they move on you.
Except he was on flat ground. That's
Yup.
something we would do.
Well, I have done it. You've watched it happen.
That's also true. I think when he actually does propose, though, it is very sweet because they are doing the videos. That's what she has kind of decided, you know what, if I don't have a job, I'm going to at least do these videos because I like doing them and I can figure out what recipes I want to do. And so he just has it, recording, and she gets a notification on her one video saying, I've been sick. This food looked so good. I tried it. It brought me a lot of comfort. I felt so much better. And that's all she's ever wanted.
I think the one that happened then, though, was when she said, my mom has been diagnosed with cancer. Mm-hmm. She started chemotherapy and hasn't felt well.
And she
ate a whole bowl of this.
Right.
And that really hits home for her, obviously, because she's...
Right. She's survived it herself. Mm-hmm. And for him to be like, this is the side I haven't seen maybe ever. Mm-hmm. But, I want to continue to be by your side for these moments. Mm-hmm. And with the little bracelet of, will you marry me? And her just instant, no. I can't do it.
I was really frustrated by it. I'm like, girl, why are you even with him if you don't want to be married? Or if that's really what you want to do, shouldn't that have been outlined before you agreed to be his girlfriend? It's fine. I just had deja vu so bad right there.
Remember, he doesn't know how to communicate either.
This is true. Yeah, I'm giving him way too much credit right now.
But I love the next day when he's falling apart and DanHo comes to visit and he's like, why did she turn me down?
Trauma dumps. Those two are so good at trauma dumping on each other.
It's
just at the most inopportune times.
But DanHo just going, well, was she hungry? Did you feed her? And them deciding that...
Valid question.
But they decided that was the reason that she turned him down.
She was just hangry. It's fine.
Always give us food.
Yeah. I did appreciate, though, that when he was trying to get advice for how to propose, when he initially gets Myungwoo's advice, he's like, make it a spectacle, invite everyone over, throw a party, it's got to be expensive, and be at a baseball game. And then Nayeon is like, you need to remember 3 things. Get a decent ring, don't make it public, and remember the heartfelt letter.
Right.
And he's like, why are you helping me? And she's like, I've just decided I'm going to go back to admiring you.
Yeah.
Because I remember how your work had inspired me. And I want to be able to continue working here with you. Because she had crossed a line, and he made it very clear. If this behavior keeps up, you don't have a place here anymore.
Right.
I've tolerated it. I've chalked it up to a cute crush or a workplace crush.
Joking and...
Right. And he's like, this is not it. And she's like, all right.
Sorry.
I'll go for your brother-in-law instead. Which she didn't know at the time, but... Should we talk about... What should we talk about? Help me.
The family's finding out about their relationship.
They're so dramatic. They're so dramatic about everything.
Because the moms are already fighting over HyeSuk saying, I'll pay for your trip.
Money, status, that sort of
And
thing.
Misuk going, how dare you? You've always thought you were better than me. We've had this whole fight. Mm-hmm. And our couple is, sitting, and she's finally agreed to be like, yeah, I want to marry you.
Mm-hmm.
And they're hugging each other and being like, okay, like, yeah, like, we know what direction we're going to go with life now. And both sets of parents just walk up, and
the dads had been drinking together and they're escorting them home.
Mm-hmm.
And he says something like, SeungHyo's father says, you two bicker your whole lives and all of a sudden you're gonna crush your bodies against one another. He's like, get off of her, get off of my daughter.
Or when they are like, no, we're dating, like, we're serious and holding hands, and he's going, are you sure that they're not just shaking hands?
You might be right. The little jabs, though, that each mom takes at the other mom's kid in that moment, I think it is, when they're just like, why would you want to be with her? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because then when Misuk's like, we're going home, SeungRyu, let's go. And, like, she's being dragged away, and she breaks free and, like, grabs
It's so Romeo and Juliet.
Just grabs his face and is like, there is a proverb that says something about, without, in the sun there's a desert, and through wind and rain, like, through the hardships we can endure, and and he's like, don't hit her.
Yeah.
No, wait, I have to be with her.
She can't go alone, she's gonna get hit. Which probably, yeah.
But the mom's just in shock at their own child. Oh, who raised this? I don't know what this is.
Misu clearly raised both of them. Isn't that your whole fight? Just kidding.
But then the resolution of it, we kind of touched on at the very beginning with the Lavender relationship of...
The rooftop conversation is really sweet.
And the rest of them just standing back, listening to the
yeah.
whole thing.
And
just
they're
being
like, we know you're there. Why don't you just come out?
But yeah, to have that moment of, like, when they do come out, and each mom goes to the other child.
Yeah.
To just be like, okay, now you're mine.
I've always been mine, but I'm gonna...
I actually get to claim you.
Mm-hmm. It was very sweet. And then they continue that on through the end of the show, where they're like, my son-in-law, well, my daughter-in-law, and, And then the other Suk sister is like, my grandchild. And they're like, yep, you win.
We can't compete anymore.
Can't beat grandkids. The DanHo MoEum debacle.
Debacle, she says.
It was it not? I mean, that was awful for a good episode and a half.
Well, when he cuts her off and is like, I can't.
They go on the camping trip, yeah.
And they go on the camping trip, and she's like, I want to be part of Yeondu's life. Like,
I want to be her
mom. I want to be her mom. Then being with you just kind of is the benefit.
Mm-hmm.
And
you literally brought me 9 different types of ointment for one scratch.
A very small scratch.
If that's not love, I don't know what is.
And
Is this what it's like to be drunk? I can barely keep my eyes open and words don't make sense anymore.
That's just being tired. I mean, sometimes. But drunk you usually are giggly.
Well.
Or crying.
My tongue feels heavy.
That's the HyeSung.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
Open your eyes.
Sorry. Racist! You all heard her.
I just see you over here.
Yeah. Anyway, what were you saying?
You don't...
Oh, my eyes went uncrossed because this was right here. Whoa. What were we talking about? MoEum.
So yeah, she confesses her feelings and wanting to be
because
Yeondu's
he's
mom.
been leading her to that conclusion for a while. So of course she's gonna like she was leaning into it. He was leaning into it. They were
doing family things.
They kissed. They'd kissed already twice, hadn't they? No, once.
Once. And then he got headbutt immediately after.
Yeah, but it's still, I mean,
Still
you don't continue to hang out with somebody if they kiss you and run, because you would know.
Mm-hmm.
She was even kind of putting up walls in some ways, because she would be like, I can blow dry my own hair. I can do, what was the other thing? I can get my own chair or something like that.
Yeah, just like making it so it wasn't him just... I think part of it also was just like, I'm used to just going and doing, partially probably from her job as well, of just like, no, you pull your own weight and... Mm-hmm. But yeah, to his immediate, that can never happen. And giving zero explanation as to why.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what a rude awakening, because you spend this amazing day together, and then you give a heartfelt confession, and then it's just a no, that can never happen.
And then leaves you there.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they drove back to the city together.
I don't think it was even in there, but like... Yeah. Because then their next, like, real interaction is at the... Did you just fall asleep for a second?
Yeah, I'm going to continue to do that. Okay. Every time I blink, I sleep a little bit, I think. Anyway, what? What were we talking about?
When they meet at the memorial... Kimberly.
Sorry. At least I was not under a blanket this time.
That's true.
Yeah, when she goes to honor her friend and Sunbae, who had run into a burning gym to make sure there weren't any children, and then she died. Sorry. And then she died.
Oh, we've hit the wall.
Help! It's the white truck of doom. There was no white truck of doom in this show.
No, there was not.
There were so many in the last show we watched that... Anyway. But yeah, so what were we talking about?
MoEum went to go...
just in the memorial. Yeah, because her friend is dead. And so when she's leaving, she actually sees that DanHo and Yeondu are walking in. Mm-hmm. And so she does her classic thing. She just waits outside the gate and tries to get the dirt.
Well, how else are you going to know what the right thing to do here?
When people won't talk to each other, you just gotta eavesdrop. But this actually surprised me. This is where we learn that Yeondu is not his daughter, it's his niece. Mm-hmm. His brother, his whole family went on a vacation. He was supposed to go with them, but he got called away on assignment at the last minute, so he wasn't with them. And his parents and Yeondu's parents all died in a car accident. Mm-hmm. And
he had to identify all of them.
All of their bodies. Awful.
And then, yeah, Yeondu being...
in a panic is like, where's the little girl? Like,
where's my child?
Yeah. And so she was orphaned. He took her under his wings, and now she calls him dad. And that is, for all intents and purposes, his daughter. Mm-hmm. And he's fiercely protective of her because no harm can ever come to her. This is the only family he has left. Yeah. Literally, they all, in one fell swoop, are gone. Mm-hmm. And I cannot fathom that feeling of loss. Yeah. But he even took it so far as to not allow her to do things like ride bikes, to roller skate, to do anything that might be sort of risky. And he adopts that same philosophy for himself, which is why, in some ways, I think he really wasn't even protecting himself. He was protecting Yeondu, because if things didn't work out in their relationship, that would be heartbreak on another level for Yeondu, thinking she had a mom.
Yeah. to lose yet another close person to her.
And so, I don't know that he was wrong in his knee-jerk reaction. Did he go about it in the wrong way? Probably. But yeah, you do need to be sure before you bring someone like that into your child's life. Now, he should have been sure before he brought someone into his child's life. But I can respect that he was like, slow your roll for a minute. You're not her mom yet. Chill, woman.
Our neighbor.
Yeah.
And that's...
That was a big ask. And I think it was the way she phrased it. It was no longer like the relationship between DanHo and MoEum. It was, I want to be her mom.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Let's see. But I did like, so when she has had too much to drink and he takes her home because he's like, okay, you can't stay here. And, well, we live next door, so I'm at least going to get you there. And her mom walks out and is just like, I'm so sorry, I didn't raise her correctly, and I don't know, who would want to take this? And he goes, I want to. Like, I know she's not good at, like, I'm not good enough for her. But I want to take her. And that's when she's all cute and pew, pew, pew. And
yeah.
But yeah, the beginning of their relationship is very adorable. Because that's when he has finally, like, yeah, no. She's it. Like, and she loves my child probably as much as I do. Which is a hard thing to find. And when she asks Yeondu, they've obviously had this conversation already, and she asks Yeondu, can I be your mom? I'm not ever trying to replace who your mom was. And, you know, if that's something you would hate, that's totally okay. And Yeondu's going, no, that's what I've been waiting for, and I've had dreams about you being my mom. So, like, when's this happening now? Like,
hurry up and get married. But then she's like, nah, just kidding. I'm going to go to the South Pole for like a year. It's okay.
That sounds cold and miserable.
Don't worry about it. A common theme that I noticed in this show was that everyone had a dream. And so...
You need to insert the I have a dream from Tangled.
Like, all you lovely folks have got a dream. So we have Dongjin, who... I feel like they all have kind of like a superficial dream and like a underlying dream. And so Dongjin is just... He wants to be an influencer. But then underneath all of that, he just wants to be accepted by his parents. They're really rough on him for that one.
And his sister. He wants to be accepted by his sister.
And so he goes through a nice little character arc when he's like, I always felt inferior to you, and then I realized that that's not something the family does. Is compare and bring each other down, basically.
Right.
And then she's like, oh. Because this is on the coattails of her conversation with HyeSung, where she doesn't want to go to his award ceremony because she feels like a loser because she didn't get a job.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, yeah, that's probably a crappy way to treat your family, is by comparing your own accolades to one another. His first client was a cat.
His first client actually was for SeungRyu, but she wanted a house built for a cat, and he's like...
You cared about the cat.
Okay.
I was worried about you being happy.
I did such a terrible job, but it was the first thing I ever built.
When they spend a night together, and he says to her, they're about to get caught by their families, but he says to her, I love you as my family, my friend, and my woman. It may have been different at times, but there was never a time I didn't love you. Ugh.
That's why we need to do the PSA. This is all fictional.
Says you.
Well, for me, it is all fictional.
I love the other... I don't know why I said other. The moment when HyeSuk is kind of just saying hi to her husband in his office. They've been sleeping separately for years now. she kind of lays on the bed. She's like, oh, you've got like a full bed in here. You know, it seems kind of small. And she's like, I have this queen down the hall in the master bedroom, and it's really big.
By
and
myself.
so spacious. And he's like, what are you saying? She's like, well, I mean, if you want to join. And he like she doesn't even finish her sentence. He like springs out of his chair, grabs his pillow, jumps over her head off the bed, and like heads down the hallway
yes.
without her.
My wife's home.
I love the conversation that happens between Dongjin and SeokRyu, where she kind of bestows her great wisdom upon him. Wisdom. The rizziest of wisdom. But she says, don't be obsessed with becoming great. Find something meaningful to you. You're not weak-willed. You fight for things. You did well learning to be a trainer. And that, like, changes his whole world.
Mm-hmm.
Because all he wanted was a pat on the back from someone. Be like, you're okay. It's fine. You don't have to be SeungRyu. You can be your own person.
You can do whatever it is you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Next time you try to be an influencer, make sure whatever product you're trying to sell is actually, like, good.
Mm-hmm. He's sort of like Pada.
Mm-hmm.
But Pada was very secure in who he was.
Yeah. The moment at the end of the show where they, when HyeSung and SeungRyu are supposed to like, be meeting their contractor, and she's late. We literally watched this together. And they start arguing. And he asks, are we fighting? And she goes, well, it seems like it. And they're like, okay, well then we're going to have some ground rules for when we fight. We have to hold hands. We have to
use 전대마.
Yeah, be formal. And then
we can't let go until
the fight is over.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say some pretty solid rules, because then you have to just talk it out.
Yep.
And it goes from, like, immediately they're just, like, straight into formal speech. And then he stops and goes, I have another thing I'm adding to that of no separate rooms, no separate beds. Of, like, I'm going to stick to you no matter what. If I'm happy, sad, hot, angry, like, annoyed, whatever it is, like, we're gonna stick this out. And then they go on their merry way, and they're like, okay, I guess our fight's over now. And MoEum and DanHo's date when they go to the amusement park.
Yes.
And then you sent me that video of that ride.
Yeah. From Korean Englishman.
Everything about that ride makes me want to die. It looks
everything about that ride is trying to kill you, so.
I know. I don't spin well anymore.
Well, and I
don't want to be jostled around like that. You're basically being thrown in the air.
It's like Chef Ramsay, and like he's trying to flip you out of the frying pan. There's no way that would ever pass like an OSHA test around America.
No, but the poor DanHo's face, and he's just looking at it, and he's like, you want me to get on that? Okay, and he starts walking the other way. She's like, no, it's over here.
The scene at the very end where the parents are trying to teach each other things. So when Mi-suk is like, you really wanted to learn how to cook? And she's like, if you wanted to learn how to cook, then teach me English. And she cannot say supermarket to save her life. And then we have the husbands.
And HyeSuk doesn't even know how to turn on the rice cooker.
No, she doesn't.
She's like, no, I've only had it a few days. She's like, you don't know how to use this?
And then the husband's the shop owner wants to learn photography. And he's like, I'll cook for you anytime, and I'll drink with you anytime, but you have to teach me how to take good photos of my wife. Please, this is a very big point of contention in our marriage right now.
And it's your fault.
And it is all your fault. You and your Googling. Your you-Googleizing. You're a very good you-Googleizer. Have you ever watched Zoolander?
It's been a very long time.
So after he gets done, they have their orange something frappuccinos, and they go to the gas station and they're pouring gas on themselves, and someone lights a cigarette. They all die except for Zoolander, and so he goes to deliver a googly. It's a very good Googleizer.
I forgot about that. It has been at least a decade since I last watched that movie.
It's great. Okay. Seriously.
Character of the show?
Oh, yeah. Those. Character of the show. Mine would be Mom.
It's actually mine, too.
Yeah?
I love our main couple, but Mom is a good friend to everyone, and she will tell her friends when they are being stupid and not good friends to the other person. Mm-hmm. She's such a brave person when it comes to
her job.
Well, love, relationships, of the relation of like telling her mom, no, this is what I want. I'm happy with what I have, but for me to be happier, this is what I'm going to do, and you've always supported me in that. So you're either coming along with me or you're not.
Yeah.
But yeah, just, and then yeah, super brave with her job of being a paramedic, and I mean, brave to travel to the South Pole.
She's so unbothered by everything. She's got such a que sera attitude, like everything's gonna work out, it'll be fine. Yeah, and like you said, brave in love, that's so accurate, especially with the way that she puts herself out there, and she doesn't respond emotionally. It's just okay, if it's a no, it's a no, but you need to answer me in a way that makes sense, because you're not. Right. And she's like, I didn't hear you say you didn't like me. And he's just like, I don't like you. And then he's like, but I like you.
I don't like you. I love you.
Thanks, seriously, though. No, she is. She's just all around a really solid character. She was kind of the glue that held things together for a while there.
And consistent.
Yeah.
Like from episode 1 to episode 16, she...
And
to have a character that's actually consistent like that, that's likable, not very common.
And I love that she's kind of like got this tomboy sort of era about her, but then she sort of grows up by the end. Looks pretty for her boyfriend, but she's still like her. She still wears her t-shirts and her clogs, and you know what I mean?
Right. Or when they, at the shop, when everybody's, for the last night at the Tteokbokki Shop, and she comes in and they're holding hands, and she just gets all, my boyfriend.
Yeah, it's
and
great.
Just like,
they're like, who's this?
Well, because even SeungHyo's like, ew, gross.
Yeah.
Who are you? Stop.
Yeah, I think she always has other people's best interest in mind, and that's her whole MO is MoEum. She wants to help people.
Yeah. She wants to be there.
It can be in a physical way, like for her job, or it's in an emotional way for her friends. And she's never pushed, always encouraged for them to pursue what makes them happy, and what makes them happy was each other. They just needed that extra little nudge. So, yeah, she's great. What's the last question I asked?
Final thoughts?
Yeah, that.
Do you have any final thoughts?
That's my final thought.
That's a load of malarkey.
I still struggled with the pacing.
Yeah.
I kind of threw a lot of my final thoughts out sort of at the beginning there. But I do really feel like I need a second watch through to fully appreciate everything that's happening, because a lot happened
in a very short period of time.
Yeah, they shoved it all in they kind of did the opposite of what Dr. Slump did.
I would say My D's Kangman Beauty. Everything was in the last 2 episodes.
Yeah. In terms of plot resolution, yeah.
And weird. It was like episode 1.
It was a whole different drama.
Did completely different drama. And then
Yeah.
episode 16, I was like, I'm so... where am I?
Whiplash. Yeah. So I feel like the pacing was a little weird for me in some regards. I'll give the whole thing another watch just to see, like, if I still feel the same way about it.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I think it was a really nice drama. The acting was top tier. I felt like it was very good.
Casting was
spot on.
excellent.
Anything
So good.
that the father from HyeSung Creature is in, I know it's gonna be good because he's just good.
Mm-hmm.
But then the father, SeungHyo's father, was the therapist from Dr.
Slump. And he's actually been in a lot of shows lately as well.
He's been in a lot of things that I've seen. What's the other thing? I think he also plays the gay designer from Record of Youth.
I haven't watched that one yet. He's the dad in Strong Girl Namsoon.
Oh, is he?
And he's in literally something else that I've just recently watched. Doom at Your Service. He's the doctor / writer that
He plays doctors a lot.
Yeah, he's the one who like opens the show and tells
Tells her she has.
tells DanHo that she has a brain tumor.
I wanted to make a snarky remark about how the main actress is really good at playing characters that have terminal diseases. What's Wrong with Secretary Kim? But she dies in that one.
She does die in that one, yeah.
Spoiler alert. But you knew that. You wouldn't have gotten to this point if you did not know that. Help me.
Okay, well, my final thoughts. I remember telling you about it when I first watched it, and I was like, Kim, we have to talk about this show because I've watched it in 3 days.
Yeah.
Like, and I love the actor, Jung Hae-in, who is our main lead. I've seen him in so many different genres that I just enjoy his acting.
Does it all well.
And he's very convincing in whatever character he's playing. And I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just
enjoyed him a lot.
It's a fun drama. It's got the heavy moments, but it's not.
Yeah. It doesn't drag on and on and on.
Right.
I would have really loved if they had, like, a scene where he's like, where'd this piano come from?
That would have been so nice.
Oh, man.
Or if he had been playing baseball.
He did. Remember he and Mom go to the batting cages?
Oh, crap, they do. What show was I watching? Good heavens. So, yeah, there is our
kind of in passing. But, yeah, I laughed when I saw that.
Yeah, there's our Taehyulpa moment of baseball. But
they should have hired Kong Yu to walk up and bat next.
That would have been amazing.
They brought up Coffee Prince.
They did. They did. I think it's just a fun watch, and it's an easy watch. Like, it's just...
Yeah.
I think when we decided to, I said it has kind of a Doom at Your Service feel without it being as heavy.
Yeah, Doom at Your Service is one you can only watch when you've had enough vitamin D.
I just finished watching Doom at Your Service, so I was seeing a lot of parallels.
Yeah.
Watching the two.
I saw a lot of Goblin parallels, not necessarily in plot, but just in the things that they, like the Easter eggy kind of things.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Let me sit up so I don't look like a total...
model.
I feel terrible.
No. Well, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. We're going to bed now.
Thanks for watching. I think next we're gonna review No Gain, No Love.
Yes. That sounds right.
Pretty excited about it. It's kind of a quirky, odd, but fun watch. Have you seen it?
No, I actually stopped myself from watching it like 2 days ago because I was like, no, we're going to be talking about this soon. Yeah. I need to wait.
It's kind of it's interesting.
Okay.
But I watched it all in a couple of days, so.
I love when you can do that with a show.
I do think that Love Next Door will grow on me the more that I sit with it, as it already has. So, kind of like a wart.
Okay, bye.
Like what you're hearing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any new episodes. We'd love to connect with you on our Instagram at The KDrama Show. For more behind-the-scenes content, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. Links are in the show notes. Thanks for hanging out with us on The KDrama Show with Ashley and Kim, and we'll see you next time.